Guten Tag, mein Lieblings! Adventure time awaits us today. Cemetery seeking is afoot. 'Tis semi-good weather. Look at all these puddles and things from yesterday, but you have to kind of be spontaneous when the weather actually decides to play ball. So I'm walking from the train station of Fiskerton to, I believe it's called Fiskerton cum Morton, I think. And there's a really small church there. In this peaceful, quaint, very British little village. Gonna go check it out. There wasn't a lot of info on it because it seems to have fallen on hard times where not many people seem to support it monetarily. So in steps me to raise awareness of it existing. So let's go have a look. This really long little country lane. Keep my wits about me, but I believe it's at the end of this lane, just down here, so let's go find out. So I made it to Morton, and it seems the only thing that is actually here is the church. It was a very, very dirt path road, flooded by all of the rain, so I definitely highly suggest that you keep your wits about you whilst you're walking down there, because it's impossible not to get run over if you're not paying attention. Anyway, you can see here, churchyard just to the right. So let's go take a view inside. That's all they have name-wise. So it is called St. Denis. It's only got one N, so the St. Denis Church of Fiskerton cum Morton. There isn't really any information at all. There's a lot of information speaking about how many times it's been knocked down, rebuilt because of lack of funds. But I do have quite a bit to tell you about Fiskerton instead, so let's start there, shall we? So, in regards to Fiskerton and the name Fiskerton, it's actually an Old Norse name, meaning Fiskari, which actually means fisherman, and Tun, which means Old English for farmstead, so put the two together and it actually represents fisherman's settlement. So I thought after we'd had a look at this churchyard and the church itself, we'll go down to the River Trent along the edge there and have a little conclusion with obviously where the settlement began, with the River Trent being where Norse settlers would have come in. So that's where this town would have began, so we'll have a look at that afterwards. The only other bit of information to note is that the last person to ever be hanged in Nottingham came from Fiskerton. You can look up their name and information about them. I believe they do have a lot of the information at the Justice Museum in Nottingham. But we're not here to talk about the bad sides, are we, and who was rebellious and who was killed. Let's have a look at the church itself. It's a brick church, so it's kind of strange actually, because it doesn't look very old, which again suggests that it must have been rebuilt. Go and have a look around the front, around the door. It isn't going to be open, we know that, but still. Quaint green door, bell tower. I believe it has two small bells, not very big ones, but all the way around it's got the older graves closer too, and I think I read as well that the oldest one was propped up against the churchyard itself. There's not a lot of information on the gravestones anymore because they've been eroded away. Let's have a look at the gravestones. I would say for sure this one is the oldest one that I read online had been propped up against the church. 1744, aged 19. Can't see the name anymore though, but at least they left it beside of the church for a change. I am noticing over here there's a really big mound with a giant tree on top of it, and I have come to learn from people that have worked in churchyards that mounds like this can actually be burial mounds. So because this does have Norse origin. I'm going to believe that perhaps that's true. It is a mighty type of pine, so perhaps that's the case here as well. Strangely, underneath the tree as well, all of the gravestones don't have tops to them. So you can see that they would have once upon a time had a top to maybe a cross or something, but all of the ones underneath the tree are gone. I think all the best ones are here, which is right round the front of this round brick back end of it, really. So all of these are here. Look at all the types of mould and lichen that's on there. Let's have a look at the front, if there's any words left. Not really. Kinda, but definitely not on these ones anymore. Saw these ones on the way in. Yeah, look at those. Amazing. Though you can't see the words anymore, they most likely were related. With matching ivy. Oh, and this one that's here also has the same symbol. Sarah Millwood, so most likely a Millwood family there. And I'm being watched. Dun, I see you, horsey. I see you. Definitely the biggest and most impressive one. There is the Webb family here, but Alicia Webb has a very impressive marble cross, which is actually the most expensive looking in the whole graveyard. 3D. Wow. Amazing. And it's time for the sweetest rhyme on a gravestone. The music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. That's lovely. On closer inspection of the bell tower, you can see this area here must have had the clock at some point. Even has wires going through there. I guess that might be lighting now, but you could see where the clock hands used to go. And obviously where the bells are inside there. A couple of old tombs. Definitely not in good state, but look at the erosion on that. Wow. Not really holding up very well. At least it's just weathering and not vandalism for a change. So after a jolly good sit and a snack, it's going to be taking the trail up to the Trent and having a look at the fisherman village area that's down there. There isn't much more to tell about this area. Across the road there is like a church hall, as it were, so it most likely was these are the two oldest areas of Fiskerton. Have you been to Fiskerton? Tell me if you know any more about it. But for the meantime, let's adventure on to the River Trent and find out where our Norse settlers first landed before they discovered this town of Fiskerton. So we made it to the River Trent. It's very flooded and moving very fast today. But we're just walking alongside the Bromley of Fiskerton, which I'd imagine on a nice sunny day must be rather pleasant. So I'll most likely be coming back. But as a conclusion, if we can just imagine many, many a year ago that Norse settlers would have come down this river and obviously settled in the town of Fiskerton, known as Fisherman's Village. So, with that being said, concluding this today, and I'll see you guys next time on the next Cemetery Seek. Toodle pip, everybody!